The County of San Diego has a hotline to help children who are the victims of abuse. And you play an important role by calling in to the Child Abuse Hotline. Take a look.
Child Abuse Hotline, would you like to make a report of suspected child abuse?
Well, thank you very much for calling.
What we find in San Diego is that we receive a number of calls at the Child Abuse Hotline every year. We receive approximately 36,000 calls to the Child Abuse Hotline. What we found and what research shows is that in instances where there's poverty, drug abuse, mental illness, you find higher rates of child abuse. When people have a hard time coping with what's going on in other parts of their life, unfortunately they tend to take that out on their children. And so child abuse can be the physical act of harming a child. It could be neglect, not feeding a child properly, not providing adequate hygiene for a child. We also receive allegations of sexual abuse and emotional abuse, which encompasses domestic violence. Other problems in the community, oftentimes they result in child abuse. The Child Abuse Hotline is sort of it's the hub of child welfare services. It's where everything begins. And so at the hotline we have 22 social workers that are assigned to the hotline. It does operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where the public can call in and report child abuse. What they do is they ask a variety of questions to gather as much information as possible, and then they will complete a risk assessment using a research-based tool. We strongly encourage anybody in the public to use the Child Abuse Hotline whenever they suspect that abuse or neglect is happening, even when they're not sure. They just need to suspect. And so that's why our staff are trained to ask specific questions and to use these research-based tools to actually determine if the child is at risk. So it's better to be safe than sorry, and to report even when people aren't sure. Sometimes we do have people that will call in, they'll see something in a supermarket that they feel is abusive. They may see the person drive away and they can give us a license plate number, and from that then we could try to locate somebody. So we do have many resources at our fingertips to try to track down people, so even if you don't have the correct address, sometimes we may still be able to find them. Our personal goal for the Child Abuse Hotline is that we're available to every citizen in San Diego County and to ensure that children are safe.
Now, the Child Abuse Hotline can also be used as a kind of crisis line if you need help with your own child or if you need to find a parenting class. For more, just go to ctn.org.